Stop waiting. Stop telling yourself, my English is not good. Because here's the truth. Nobody becomes fluent by thinking about English. You become fluent by speaking it, loud, daily, imperfectly. Right now, somewhere in the world, someone with worse grammar than you, worse pronunciation than you, and less confidence than you is speaking anyway. And because they speak, they grow. Because they grow, they win. Fluency is not talent, it's repetition. Confidence is not a gift, it's practice under pressure. If you want to improve your English speaking skills, you need to stop studying English or start using English. Most people fail for one simple reason: they prepare forever, but they never perform. You don't learn swimming by reading about water, you don't learn driving by watching YouTube, and you don't learn speaking by memorizing grammar rules. You learn by doing. From this moment forward, your new rule is simple. Speak every single day, not when you feel ready, not when your accent is perfect, not when your grammar is flawless, every day. Here's the first shift. Stop chasing perfect grammar. Start chasing clear communication. In America, nobody cares if your sentence is 100% grammatically perfect. They care if they understand you. Clarity beats perfection. Confidence beats complexity. Instead of trying to sound advanced, focus on sounding clear and direct. Use short sentences, use simple words, speak slower than you think you should. Pause, breathe. Fluency is rhythm, not speed. Now let's talk about the real enemy: fear. Fear of mistakes, fear of judgment, fear of embarrassment. But understand this: mistakes are not proof that you're bad at English. They are proof that you're learning English. Children make thousands of mistakes before they speak perfectly, and nobody laughs at them. Why? Because that's the process. Give yourself permission to sound stupid for 6 months. That 6 months will change your life. Here's what you're going to do, starting today. Talk to yourself in English. Yes. Out loud, when you wake up. Describe what you're doing. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm making coffee. I need to check my emails. This rewires your brain to think in English instead of translating from your native language. Translation slows you down, thinking in English speeds you up. Next, shadowing. Pick a short video from a confident American speaker. Listen to one sentence. Pause. Repeat it exactly the same way. Copy the tone, copy the rhythm, copy the emotion, not just the words, the energy. Speaking is muscle memory. The more you copy natural speech patterns, the more natural you sound. Now let's talk about vocabulary. Stop trying to learn 50 new words a day. That's useless. Learn 5 powerful words. Use them 20 times. Words become powerful when they become automatic. For example, instead of saying very good, say excellent. Instead of very big, say massive. Instead of very important, say critical. Upgrade your basic vocabulary slowly and consistently. Another powerful technique: record yourself. Yes, it feels uncomfortable. Do it anyway. Record yourself speaking for 2 minutes about your day, then listen. Notice where you pause, notice where you struggle. That awareness alone will double your improvement speed. Confidence grows when you face what makes you uncomfortable. Now let's address accent. You do not need an American accent to be respected in America. You need clarity. Many successful entrepreneurs, doctors, engineers, creators, they all have accents, and they speak confidently. Don't erase your identity. Sharpen your delivery. Focus on pronunciation of common sounds. Practice difficult words slowly. Open your mouth more when you speak. Project your voice. Strong voice. Calm pace. Clear words. That's powerful English. Now here's the discipline rule. 30 minutes a day. 10 minutes speaking out loud. 10 minutes listening and shadowing. 10 minutes real conversation practice. Online or offline. Consistency beats intensity. 1 hour once a week will not change your life. 30 minutes daily will. And here's the mindset shift that separates fluent speakers from forever learners. Fluent speakers focus on communication. Forever learners focus on mistakes. Stop apologizing for your English. Instead of saying, sorry for my bad English, I'd say, let me explain that better. That's confidence. And confidence changes how people treat you. Now imagine this. You walk into a room. You introduce yourself smoothly, you speak clearly, you express your ideas without fear. Opportunities open, jobs, business deals, friendships, relationships. English is not just a language, it's access. Access to global business, access to international clients, access to content, knowledge, influence. The person who speaks clearly wins. So here's your challenge. For the next 30 days, no 0 days. Even if you're tired, even if you're busy, even if you feel embarrassed, speak. Your future fluent self is built by today's uncomfortable practice. And one more thing. Stop comparing yourself to native speakers. Compare yourself to who you were last month. Progress is the goal. You don't need perfect English to start. You need courage to continue. And if this message pushed you even a little, if it made you realize that fluency is possible, then take action right now. Subscribe to the Motivational Audiobook Spot, because this channel is not about motivation only, it's about transformation. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, commit to growth. Your voice matters. Now train it. This is where average learners quit and serious speakers level up. You already understand that speaking daily builds fluency, but now we move from basic improvement to advanced mastery, the level where you don't just speak English, you command it. Let's raise the standard. Advanced technique. 1. Think in structures, not sentences. Most learners build English word by word. That's slow. That creates hesitation. Fluent speakers use ready-made structures. Instead of building from zero every time, train powerful speaking frames like, one of the biggest reasons is, what most people don't realize is, the real difference between A and B is, from my experience, if I had to choose, I would say, these are conversation power tools. Practice 20 to 30 high-impact speaking structures until they become automatic. When someone asks you a question, your brain won't panic. It will grab a structure and continue smoothly. Fluency is speed of structure recall. Advanced technique. 2. Master controlled pauses. Most people think fluency means speaking fast. Wrong. In America, powerful speakers pause. Watch confident professionals, entrepreneurs, podcast hosts. They speak clearly. They pause intentionally. They let their words land. Speed is nervous energy. Pausing is authority. Train yourself to replace and nervous fillers with silence. Instead of, I think, maybe, it's like, say, I think, pause. The real issue is this. Silence makes you sound intelligent. Practice speaking slower than feels natural. Record yourself. You'll notice that slower speech actually sounds more confident. Advanced technique. 3. Emotional range control. English fluency is not just vocabulary, it's emotional delivery. If your tone is flat, your message loses power. Practice saying the same sentence with different emotions: excited, serious, curious, confident, concerned. For example, that's interesting. Say it like you're impressed. Say it like you're skeptical. Say it like you're excited. Your voice is an instrument. Most learners only use one note. When you control tone, people listen longer. Advanced technique. 4. Real-time thinking training. Here's how you break translation forever. Set a timer for 3 minutes. Pick a random topic. Social media. Success, failure, travel, money, friendship. Speak non-stop for 3 minutes. No stopping, no switching languages, no restarting sentences. If you don't know a word, explain it differently. This trains adaptability, the real sign of fluency. Native speakers don't know every word either, they just rephrase smoothly. If you can explain an idea in different ways, you're powerful. Advanced technique. 5. Conversation domination skill. Most learners answer questions. Advanced speakers guide conversations. Learn to extend answers instead of, yes, I like it. Say, yes, I like it because it challenges me. It also helped me grow in ways I didn't expect. Then ask back, what about you? Conversation is energy exchange. Ask open-ended questions. What do you think about that? How did that experience change you? What would you do differently? When you ask strong questions, people respect your communication skills. Now let's talk about presence. Stand when you practice. Use hand gestures. Keep your shoulders back. Body language changes voice tone. When your posture is strong, your voice becomes stronger automatically. Confidence is physical before it becomes verbal. And here's a powerful drill most people ignore. Mirror conversations. Stand in front of a mirror and speak as if you're explaining something important to someone you respect. Watch your facial expressions. Watch your eye contact. Watch your energy. You'll notice weaknesses instantly. Improvement requires awareness. Now let's talk about vocabulary depth. At beginner level, you learn words. At advanced level, you learn phrases. Instead of "I'm happy," learn "I'm genuinely excited about this." "I'm really looking forward to it." "I couldn't be more thrilled." Phrases make you sound natural. Collect phrases from podcasts, interviews, business conversations. Write them, repeat them, use them. Repetition creates ownership. And here's something serious learners understand. Environment controls progress. If you surround yourself with your native language 24/7, improvement slows down. Change your digital environment. Phone language to English, social media to English content, podcasts to English, YouTube to English interviews. Immerse your brain. Fluency grows when English stops being a subject and becomes your environment. Now imagine yourself 1 year from now. You walk into an interview, you speak clearly, no hesitation. You join a meeting, you express ideas confidently, you travel, you communicate easily. That version of you is built by daily discomfort. Advanced mastery is not about talent, it's about deliberate practice. Every pause you control, every structure you memorize, every 3-minute challenge you complete, every uncomfortable recording you review. That's how speakers are built. And here's the truth. Most people won't tell you. You will feel awkward before you feel fluent. That awkward phase is the gateway. If you push through it, you win. If you avoid it, you stay average. English fluency is not a dream. It's a system. Daily speaking, structured thinking, controlled pacing, emotional delivery, real-time adaptability, intentional environment. Master these, and your confidence will multiply. Now make a decision. Not tomorrow, not next month, today. Speak, train, repeat, refine, elevate. And if you're serious about transforming your communication skills, not just improving them slightly, stay connected with the Motivational Audiobook Spot. Subscribe, commit, level up, because the world listens to those who speak with clarity. Now become one of them. Now we move into the level most people never reach. This is where you stop sounding like a learner and start sounding like a leader. Because advanced speaking is not about vocabulary anymore, it's about influence. Right now, there are people with average grammar making 6 figures, leading teams, closing deals, building audiences, not because their English is perfect, but because their delivery is powerful. Language is a tool. Influence is the goal. Let's build that. First, eliminate weak language. Weak speakers say, "I think maybe," "I'm not sure, but this might be wrong." Strong speakers say, "Based on my experience." The evidence suggests, from what I've seen, same idea, different authority. Remove unnecessary doubt from your voice. Even if you're still learning, speak with grounded confidence. Next, energy control. High-level communicators control their energy depending on the situation. In interviews, calm, steady, controlled. In presentations, dynamic, clear, expressive. In conversations, warm, relaxed, present. Practice adjusting your tone intentionally. Record yourself telling the same story 3 ways: professional, friendly, motivational. This builds vocal flexibility. Now let's train advanced listening. Most people focus only on speaking, but elite speakers are elite listeners. When someone talks, don't just wait for your turn. Listen for tone, emotion, word choice, speed, pauses, then mirror slightly. If they speak slowly, slow down. If they're energetic, increase your energy slightly. This creates subconscious connection. Connection builds trust. Trust makes your English powerful. Now let's break hesitation permanently. Hesitation happens when your brain searches for perfect words. So, train substitution speed. If you forget a word, immediately replace it with a simpler one. Instead of freezing when you forget efficient, say works very well. Instead of forgetting complicated, say not simple. Fluency is flow, not vocabulary size. Train your brain to move forward, not freeze. Now we level up storytelling. Stories make your English magnetic. Structure your stories like this: situation, challenge, action, result, lesson. Example: I started learning English 3 years ago. At first, I was afraid to speak. I forced myself to practice daily, even when I felt embarrassed. After 6 months, I noticed huge improvement. That's when I realized consistency beats fear. That structure works in interviews, business meetings, conversations, everywhere. If you can tell clear stories, people remember you. Now let's upgrade clarity. Advanced speakers simplify complex ideas. If you can explain something complicated in simple words, you sound intelligent. Practice this exercise. Take a complex topic like artificial intelligence, investing, fitness, leadership, and explain it as if you're talking to a 12-year-old. If you can simplify, you truly understand. And understanding creates confident delivery. Now here's a high-performance drill. Pressure practice. Put yourself in uncomfortable speaking situations intentionally. Join live discussions, enter voice chats, speak in meetings even if your heart races. Volunteer to present. Pressure accelerates growth, comfort slows it down. Every time you survive a nervous moment, your confidence expands. Now let's talk about word economy. Advanced speakers don't use more words, they use better words. Instead of, I'm really very extremely tired, say, I'm exhausted. Instead of, I want to be successful in the future and achieve many goals, say, I'm building a high-level future. Strong words create strong impressions. Study high-level interviews. Notice how professionals speak concisely. Precision equals power. Now here's something transformational. Identity shift. Stop saying, I'm learning English. Start saying, I'm becoming a strong English speaker. Your brain follows identity. If you see yourself as a beginner, you act small. If you see yourself as developing mastery, you act bigger. Confidence grows from self-perception. Now imagine this clearly. You are speaking in a room full of people. You're calm. Your voice is steady. Your ideas are organized. People nod. People listen. That version of you already exists, but it's waiting for repetition. Every day you practice, you're carving that identity deeper. Advanced mastery is not flashy. It's daily discipline. 10 minutes of structured speaking, 10 minutes of listening and copying high-level speakers, 5 minutes of recording and reviewing, 1 uncomfortable conversation per day. That's it. Not magic, not talent, system. And here's the final truth. Fluency is not about sounding American. It's about sounding clear, confident, and in control. Your accent is not your weakness. Your hesitation is. Eliminate hesitation through repetition. Eliminate fear through exposure. Eliminate doubt through action. And remember, the world rewards communicators. The person who can express ideas clearly gets opportunities, and the person who can persuade gets leadership. The person who can connect gets influence. English is no longer just a language for you, it's leverage. So train like it matters, because it does. And if you're committed to becoming sharper, stronger, and more articulate every single day, stay connected with the Motivational Audiobook Spot. Subscribe. Commit to mastery. Train daily. Your voice can open doors. Now, make it powerful. Now we enter the final layer. This is not about sounding fluent anymore. This is about becoming undeniable, because at the highest level, English is not just communication. It is presence. It is persuasion. It is power. There is a difference between someone who speaks English and someone who owns the room in English. Let's build that version of you. First, mental speed training. Advanced speakers think ahead while they talk. They don't wait until a sentence ends to decide what comes next. Here's how you train this. When you're speaking, always know your next point before finishing your current one. Practice structured thinking. Point 1, example, conclusion, transition. For example, one major reason communication matters is opportunity. For example, many job promotions depend on how clearly you express ideas. That's why strong speaking skills directly impact income. Notice the flow. No wandering, no confusion, clear direction. Train your brain to organize thoughts fast. Clarity is attractive. Now let's talk about persuasive language. If you want your English to stand out in America, learn persuasive framing. Instead of saying, "This is good," say, "This gives you a competitive advantage." Instead of, "You should practice," say, "If you practice consistently, your confidence will increase faster than you expect." Add outcomes. Americans respond strongly to results, benefits, and transformation. When you speak, connect ideas to results. What changes, what improves, what grows? That's persuasive English. Next, eliminate monotone speech permanently. Monotone kills attention. Use vocal contrast. Lower your voice for serious points. Raise energy for exciting ideas. Slow down for important messages. Say key lines with intention. For example, consistency changes everything. Pause. Let it land. Strong communicators understand timing. Now let's sharpen conversational intelligence. High-level speakers don't dominate conversations. They control direction smoothly. They use transitions like, "That reminds me of something important." Here's another way to look at it. Let's break that down. Here's the real issue. Memorize powerful transitions. They help you guide discussions naturally. Now let's build executive presence. Stand tall when you speak. Chin level, shoulders relaxed, breathing steady. Breathe from your diaphragm, not your chest. Shallow breathing creates shaky voice. Deep breathing creates stable tone. Practice reading paragraphs out loud while focusing only on breath control. Air control equals voice control. Voice control equals authority. Now here's an advanced challenge. Debate yourself. Choose a topic. Argue one side for 2 minutes, then argue the opposite side for 2 minutes. This builds flexibility, vocabulary depth, and fast thinking. It forces your brain to operate in English without emotional attachment. That's high-level fluency. Now let's talk about emotional resilience. At some point, someone may interrupt you, correct you, misunderstand you. Stay calm. Say, "Let me clarify that. Here's what I meant. Thanks for pointing that out." Controlled reactions make you look mature. Emotional control strengthens verbal power. Now imagine something bigger. You're in a job interview. The question is difficult. Instead of freezing, you breathe, pause, structure your answer, and deliver confidently. You're in a meeting, people are speaking fast. You wait for the right moment, enter clearly, express your point concisely. You're networking. Instead of staying silent, you introduce yourself smoothly. That's not luck, that's training. Fluency becomes automatic when pressure feels normal, and pressure feels normal when you face it repeatedly. Here's the ultimate daily formula. Speak even when imperfect. Pause instead of panicking. Replace instead of freezing. Structure instead of rambling. Deliver instead of doubting. Most people will watch videos. Few will practice. Very few will practice daily. Those few win. You don't need to be the most talented speaker. You need to be the most consistent learner. And one day, without realizing it, someone will say, "Your English is really good." And you'll remember the days you felt awkward, the days you struggled, the days you wanted to quit. But you didn't, because you decided fluency was not optional, it was necessary. English is not just grammar, it's access to global conversations, it's access to opportunity, it's access to influence. Your voice can travel further than your location, so build it, sharpen it, train it, trust it. And if you're serious about leveling up your communication, confidence, and mindset, stay connected with the Motivational Audiobook Spot. Subscribe. Train daily, elevate your voice, because the world listens to those who speak with clarity and conviction. Now it's your turn. Now we go beyond technique. This is the mindset layer most people never unlock. Because at some point, improving your English is no longer about vocabulary, grammar, or pronunciation. It becomes about courage. You can know thousands of words and still stay silent. You can understand movies, podcasts, interviews, and still hesitate when it's your turn to speak. Why? Because speaking is exposure, and exposure feels risky. When you speak, people see your level. They hear your mistakes, they notice your pauses. But here's the shift that changes everything. Every time you speak, you're not exposing weakness, you're building strength. Silence protects your ego, speaking builds your future. Right now, there are opportunities you're not taking because of hesitation. A better job, a leadership role, a business idea, a new connection, not because you're incapable, but because you're uncomfortable. Growth lives inside discomfort. So let's train boldness. Starting today, adopt this rule. If you feel nervous but safe, speak anyway. If your heart beats faster before you talk, that's not danger, that's growth. Now let's upgrade your communication identity permanently. Stop introducing yourself mentally as, "My English is still improving." Instead think, "I am a developing high-level communicator." That identity changes posture, changes tone, changes decisions. Your brain follows what you believe about yourself. Now let's sharpen conversation confidence. When someone asks you something and you don't fully understand, don't panic. Say, "Could you repeat that, please? Can you explain that a little differently? Let me make sure I understand." These are professional phrases used by native speakers every day. Clarity is intelligent. Pretending to understand is not. Now let's talk about mental endurance. Long conversations require stamina. If you feel mentally tired after 10 minutes of English conversation, that's normal. Your brain is working harder. So train endurance the same way athletes train muscles. Extend your speaking time gradually. Today, 5 minutes non-stop. Next week, 8 minutes, then 12, then 20. Mental stamina builds fluency speed. Now let's elevate your vocabulary maturity. At higher levels, it's not about big words, it's about precise words. Instead of thing, say what it actually is. Instead of stuff, be specific. Instead of good, define why. Precision makes you sound educated. For example, not, "The meeting was good." Better, "The meeting was productive and well organized." Not, "It was bad." Better, "It was inefficient and poorly communicated." Precision builds credibility. Now here's a powerful shift. Stop aiming to impress, aim to express. When you try to impress, you overthink. When you aim to express, you focus on clarity. And clarity creates impact. Let's build real-world adaptability. Practice speaking in different scenarios. Explain an idea like a teacher. Tell a story like a friend. Present a concept like a CEO. Encourage someone like a coach. This expands your communication range. Fluency is flexibility. Now understand this deeply. You don't need to eliminate your accent. You need to eliminate fear. Many respected professionals in America have accents. What makes them powerful is not pronunciation perfection. It's certainty. Certainty in tone. Certainty in pacing. Certainty in message. Certainty makes people listen. Now imagine your life 2 years from now if you stay consistent. You speak without translating. You answer without freezing. You present without panic. Doors open. And now imagine 2 years of avoiding discomfort. Same hesitation, same fear, same silence. The difference between those futures is daily action, not talent, not location, not background, daily action. So here's your long-term formula. 1 uncomfortable conversation per day. 1 recorded speaking session per week. Daily listening to strong communicators. Constant vocabulary refinement. 0 apology for trying. And most importantly, patience. Fluency is built quietly. There is no dramatic moment when you suddenly become fluent. It happens gradually. One day you realize you didn't translate. One day you realize you didn't panic. One day you realize you spoke naturally. That's the reward of consistency. English is not your enemy. It's your tool. And tools become powerful in trained hands. So train, even when it's boring, even when progress feels slow, even when nobody notices, because one day everyone will notice. They'll notice your clarity, your confidence, your control, and they'll think it happened overnight. But you'll know the truth. It happened because you refused to stay silent. If you're committed to building that version of yourself, stronger, sharper, more articulate. Stay connected with the Motivational Audiobook Spot. Subscribe. Stay disciplined. Keep improving. Your voice is more powerful than your fear. Now use it. This is the final level, not fluency, not confidence, dominance, because once you can speak clearly, once you can structure your thoughts, once you can control your pace and tone, the last upgrade is ownership. Ownership of your voice. Ownership of the room. Ownership of your future. Most people spend years saying, "I'm still learning." High-level communicators say, "I'm building." Feel the difference. Learning sounds passive. Building sounds powerful. From today forward, you are not trying to improve your English. You are building a strong, clear, confident voice that creates opportunity. Now let's sharpen your impact. When you speak, remove extra words, cut fluff. Instead of, "I just kind of wanted to maybe talk about something," say, "I want to address something important." Direct language signals confidence. Now upgrade your openings. Weak opening. So, today I want to talk about strong opening. Here's what most people get wrong about communication. See the shift? Strong openings grab attention. Whether it's a meeting, an interview, a presentation, or a conversation, your first sentence sets the tone. Train powerful first lines. Now let's build finishing power. Most people end sentences by lowering their voice. It sounds uncertain. Instead, land your sentences firmly. Drop your tone slightly at the end. Finish clean. For example, "I'm ready for that responsibility." Not, "I'm ready for that responsibility." End with certainty. That single adjustment changes how people perceive you. Now here's something transformational. Stop fearing silence. Silence is not weakness. Silence is control. After you make an important point, pause. Let people process it. Let your words breathe. Powerful speakers are not afraid of quiet moments. Now let's talk about personal brand. Every time you speak, you are building a reputation. Are you the person who hesitates, or the person who communicates clearly? Are you the person who apologizes for speaking, or the person who delivers calmly? Communication builds identity. Identity builds opportunity. Now imagine walking into your next big moment. Interview, presentation, networking event, business call. Instead of thinking, "What if I mess up?" you think, "I've trained for this." Because you have. Every recording, every practice session, every uncomfortable conversation, every time you spoke instead of staying silent, that's training. Fluency is earned, confidence is earned, presence is earned, and you are earning it daily. Let this sink in. Your accent does not limit you. Your grammar does not define you. Your past hesitation does not control you. Only your daily action does. And here's the truth most people avoid. In the global economy, communication equals income. The clearer you speak, the stronger you present, the more confidently you express, the more doors open. This is bigger than language. This is leverage. Leverage in career, leverage in business, leverage in leadership, leverage in life. So stop treating English like a school subject. Treat it like a weapon. Sharpen it, use it, master it. Because the world does not reward the most silent person in the room. It rewards the most clear. Right now, you have two choices. Close this video, feel motivated, do nothing, or decide that from this moment forward, silence is no longer your comfort zone. Decide that fear will no longer control your voice. Decide that you will practice daily, even when it's uncomfortable, because uncomfortable practice creates unstoppable confidence. And if you're serious, not interested, not curious, but serious about transforming your communication skills, then don't just watch. Commit. Subscribe to the Motivational Audiobook Spot. Turn on notifications. Make this your daily training ground, because this channel is not for spectators. It's for builders, builders of discipline, builders of confidence, builders of powerful voices. Your future opportunities are waiting for a stronger version of you. Train for it, speak for it, show up for it, and remember this: the world listens to those who refuse to stay silent. Now become one of them.